see how we should fill the 5406 additional family information form. So, as usual, do log into your application and you will come to 5406 form here. Okay, so I did my application in 2022 January, and when I was doing that, I had to actually fill this PDF form and upload it. But over here, now they have made it online, so you can actually go here and do it online, which is quite easy. However, I will first take you all through how I fill this form. This is a very short form compared to other forms where it simply asks about your family, including your husband, and then the parents and the siblings, and if you have any children, their details. What we will do is we'll first go through this form and then we can replicate it in our online application. First over here, okay, so this is basically this section. You have to put your details. Okay, note that this application is to be filled by the primary applicant. Okay, which means the person who is being sponsored, who is the wife in this case, Christina. Okay, so over here the applicant, Christina, should put her name and then her whether she's married. So in this case she's married, and then the country and territory of birth. So over here I believe country, okay, oh, actually it's asking date of birth here, and then over here she was born in Colombo, Sri Lanka, you put that, and then you put Christina is currently in Canada, sorry, currently in Sri Lanka, so you put Christina's Sri Lanka address, which is this one, and then you put Christina's email address. Similarly, for her spouse, you have to put Justin's details in that section. Okay, so we would do the same, put the Justin's name, the status, and then the date of birth, country, and email address, as well as the address. So over here it will be Justin's address in Canada because he's a Canadian person living in Canada. And similarly over here, Krishna has to put her mother's and father's detail. So the primary applicant will have to put their mother's name here, father's name here, and then the marital status, as well as the date of birth, country, and the email address, as well as their addresses. So in this section, if you had children, or if you have children, you have to fill it in the same manner. And finally, in this section, in this scenario, we assume Christina doesn't have any siblings, but in case Christina has a brother, or maybe two sisters, or maybe one brother and one sister, Christina has to fill the information in the same manner here as well about their siblings. Finally, she has to sign here as well as the date. Okay, so after that, in my case I had to sign this. In my case, I actually took a printout, signed it, scanned it, and uploaded it. But now the system is advanced that you can actually fill it here. Okay, so this is the additional family information, and over here we need information about your parents, children, spouse, and siblings. That's the same flow we saw in that PDF document. You don't need to complete this entire section, entire form in one sitting. You can save it and you can come again and edit it. Okay, before you get started, the principal applicant must fill out this form for yourself and on behalf of any of the family members. Enter all names in English and in your native language. If the section does not apply, write not applicable. Before you start reading instruction guide. Okay, so I recommend you all to always read every single sentence in this site and make sure you understand exactly what is requested. Okay, so now we'll start with, we'll go in and see. Okay, so this is a question you're quite familiar now. Who is the family member 18 years of age or older? Then Krishna can go and fill it for that person after filling for herself. Okay, now what we will do is we'll fill this form. Relationship, now it's over here, applicant. Relationship, spouse or common law partner. And then relationship mother, relationship father. Okay, so that's what's available in this page, which I believe is a replication of this section A over here. Okay, so what we will do is we will start filling this form. Okay, let me take the Excel so it's easy to add the details quickly by referring, and let's open it here. Okay, in this case now I have created a new section for this, and I'm gonna copy these details as well, because we will have to use the same here when we are filling it. Okay, let's start filling this. So first of all, okay, full name. Okay, it's about the applicant, so it's gonna be Christina and Gunathilaka. Full name. Date of birth in this case is 1990 March 20th. Follow the format given. Country or territory of birth, it's Sri Lanka. Okay, Sri Lanka is the place of birth. And then marital status, she's married and physically present. Okay, and now we know Christina's email address is gonna be this, so we will put the same here. Provide address below. Okay, so this is Christina's address. Since we decided to go with capitals, let's continue the same. Okay, so that's about the first section. That is pretty straightforward. Now we will go to the second section where it's asking about the spouse. Okay, so in this case, spouse is going to be the sponsor. We will fill the details. Okay, we will not use Andrew because if you all remember, we said in Justin's the sponsors Canadian citizenship certificate, they have not included Andrew, but in the sponsor Justin's Sri Lankan birth certificate as well as the Sri Lankan passport and those details, the full name provided is Justin James Andrew Pereira. Okay, note later on when we come to attachments, I will explain to you all why is it important to do an affidavit for this instance, to justify that both Justin James Pereira and Justin James Andrew Pereira are both the same person. Okay, but for now, like I said, since this is what is in Justin's Canadian documents, including passport and citizenship, we will only use Justin James Pereira. Date of birth. So this person was again born in Sri Lanka. Status, already physically present, and we will do an email address for Justin. We'll say we'll create some space here. So Christina's email is this, Justin J. Okay, let's assume that is Justin's email address. Okay. Copy this and paste it here. And in terms of Justin's address, he lives in 605. Moving on, now we are going to move on to the parents' details. Mother, father, and then place of birth and address. Let's assume they are also living where Christina is living. Okay. And now let's assume Christina is living with still living with the parents, even though because she's alone in Sri Lanka. Okay. I think I can actually take this up. Okay. Mother's full name is in this case, because it doesn't say name from birth, we will use the mother's legal name, okay, which is Jane Gunatilaka. So in most instances, since this is an international dealing, try to use what is in your passport. For an example, I'm saying is that, in this case, even though logic think in a manner that, now they're not asking for full name, and say if you take your mother's passport, it should have likely have the surname that she got from her husband, who is Peter. So try to use that name if they are asking just the full name without asking full name at birth. Okay. Then her birthday is 1960, January 17th, Sri Lanka. And then she's married. Email address, let's say email is gonna be janeg@gmail.com, and for the father, let's say Peter. Okay, so simply copy this and paste it. And since now over here it's the address, what I will do is I'll copy from Christina and paste it here. Okay, and now we are moving on to the father. Father is also the same. It's date of birth is 01/12, Sri Lanka, state as married, and then the email address. Okay, and let's copy the same address from here. Okay, now we did for the applicant, the spouse, the mother, and the father. Next one, let's see what is the next page. Okay, what we assumed is correct. Now they have moved to section B, which is about the children. If you have children, go ahead and fill it the same way we did. But if you don't have children, let's move on to the next section, which is likely to be sibling details. So over here you can simply fill the siblings information in the same manner we did, and if you have more than one sibling you can add another person, and we save and continue. There is one thing that I forgot to include. It is giving attention to this statement: enter all names in English and in your native language. So this is one step that we did not attend. So now let's go and fix it. So specifically it says enter all names in English and in your native language. Now when we're doing the application we filled it in English, but as a Sri Lankan my native language is Sinhala, so I have to go and add those names in Sinhala as well. How I will do is that I will go to let's go edit the application, and Christina Gunathilaka, what I can think of it is including it here itself. Okay, so let me copy this and put it here, and let's copy this name, translate. Make sure in your native language the spellings are accurate. Okay, and Jane. Delete this. Okay. That way we are able to satisfy the requirement of providing our names in our native language as well. I believe there is a character limit. So if you're a Sri Lankan, in certain instances your name would not fit in to this field. So in that case, if you see here, I also face the same problem. And what I did was that if you see under documents and attachments, there is a section. When you move on to that section you will see where you can attach other documents. Okay, so in that I what I did was that I did a small Word document where I provide the form that I'm referring to, the reason saying insufficient character limit to in the online application form to provide my name in native language, and then I provide the same exact format, the relationship to the applicant, name in English and the name in native language, and I saved it in a PDF format and I uploaded it under the other document section. So in case you come across the same issue, just don't worry, don't even ignore it, but find a way to provide that information using other as an using an attachment or a Word document. Always make them PDF documents, don't directly include Word documents, and ensure that you provide the information they are requesting. The most important is not to ignore or skip any information that they have requested. So now the error is fixed here. Now I can consider this application to be completed. And if you have children or siblings, make sure you do the same for them as well. And now you see this application is now completed. Okay. That's how we fill this form. Okay. And once it's done, you can complete and return here. So now additional family information is also done. Honestly, that is a very easy application compared to the ones we did before. So I hope this video was really helpful, and now we can make this green. And what we will do next is we can fill this form, which is the sponsorship evaluation and relationship questionnaire, which we will do it on our next video, and I believe it's 5532, which is this. Okay, so stay tuned for my next video. Thank you so much.